Hello there everyone, more cooking for expedition. Today we are going to do halloumi with roasted vegetable pasta. So this is actually done in two stages. We're going to roast the vegetables etc. at home, and then we're going to put it aside. So when we go on expedition, we would take a bag of roasted vegetables, the cold pasta and the fried halloumi, and then combine it while we're cooking on our campsite. So first of all, I'm going to show you how to chop up all these lovely vegetables, and the ingredients will be on the website after I finish recording. And as you can see, we have lots of yummy stuff here. We've got olive oil, Italian herbs, we've got minced garlic, we've got crushed chopped tomatoes, we have pasta, we have halloumi, aubergines, courgettes, red onions and tomato puree. So first of all, I'm going to show you how to do the veggies. So I hope you can see that. Make sure you've got your hair tied back, you've washed your hands. If you can take any rings and watches and stuff off. So we do wash our vegetables before we use them, and we have some beautiful veggies here. I personally don't peel these, but you can if you want to. So we're going to cut this lot up and pop it into a bowl. So first of all, you'd cut the top and tail off. Very carefully slice that in half, making sure you do not cut your fingers. As well as making the vegetables go nasty, it's not good. So we're going to slice that into about 3 sections. Again, watching your fingers. And the reason for doing this now is it saves time in a minute, because we're going to chop this up into small pieces. The trick is with this dish is to cut everything up small so that when you cook it, it cooks quick. I've already preheated my oven to 200 degrees, which is about 1 or 2 on gas, and I'm just preparing the vegetables for these go in, so the oven should be ready by the time these are. So I've literally, see, all nice little pieces. So I'm now cutting across all of those 6 slices in one hit. Those are going to be tipped into a bowl for now. And then we're going to start on the aubergine. I'm only actually going to use half this aubergine because this one's quite large. So take off any labels and obviously make sure it's clean before you start cutting. Right, so I'm going to cut the stalk off. Discard those bits, and I'm only actually going to use half this aubergine, so I'm going to wrap it in cling film when I've finished and then pop it back in the fridge. So very carefully just cut it in half. Then with the flat side down, where you've cut the end off, very carefully, 1, trim the bit off at the end, and 2, as I say, very carefully cut it in half lengthways. Please do not do it in your hand like this, that is very dangerous. And then we're going to slice twice down the length, like we did with the courgettes, and chop into pieces. As you get to the end, don't forget to mind your fingers. The reason why this obviously has to be done at home before you go away for your expedition is because it has to be done in an oven, and unless you're very fortunate and get a camp oven, you can't do it on a campfire, unfortunately, or on the stove. Right, so the courgettes and the aubergines have been put into this bowl. I'm now going to add the red onions. We've only got one at the moment. I tried making this the other day and it really makes quite a big quantity by the time you finish. So again, watch your fingers, cut it in half from stalk to roots. Take off the outside skin, but leave the roots on. The reason you leave the roots on is so when you slice it, all the different layers will stay together. All the discards is over there, out of the way. Right, we're going to take off the top and slice once or twice down all the way, but not quite into the roots. And then slice into smaller pieces. If you need to, you can just hold the root and it won't run away. See, all the pieces are stuck together. So again, mind your fingers on the last bit. Repeat on the other side. Mind your fingers as you cut almost to the root but not all the way. And mind your fingers on the last bit. So that is going into the bowl with the aubergines and the courgette. So we've got a nice mixed bowl of veggies here. Now I'm going to put in the Italian herbs, about 2 teaspoonfuls or more. It's entirely up to you. You're the one that's eating it. And I'm cheating here. I've got garlic granules rather than crushed garlic. I'm then going to drop in a little bit of olive oil, just about a tablespoon, maybe 2. Also use a spoon to measure, and then we use a spoon to mix it all up. Make it all nice and yummy and make sure everything is coated in the garlic and the herbs and the oil. Try not to break it. So once that's all mixed in, we're going to tip it into an oven tray and bake it for about 20 minutes until everything's cooked but still quite crispy. So spread that out. As I say, that goes in on a gas 2 or 3 for about 15 to 20 minutes. The only other thing we need to cut up is the halloumi, because you need to cook that. So back comes our chopping board, our halloumi. Now there's various variations of this stuff. I've actually found ones with chili in, with limes in, with peppers and stuff, but this is just a plain one. So very carefully, either use scissors, or if you're going to use a knife, make sure it's pointed away from you, and drain the excess water or liquid into the sink. Right, we're now going to take it out and turn it out onto the chopping board. Again, mind your fingers. And we're going to slice it into half, because this is quite chunky. You can actually buy it pre-sliced, but I think it's nicer to cut it yourself because then you know what size you want. So we're going to cut it like we did the vegetables. I'm going to cut it in half, I think, 8 little squares. So I'm going to cut it in half that way, and we're going to cut it into thin pieces, about a centimetre. Like so. Watch your fingers. That is now going to go into a lightly oiled pan for about 5 to 10 minutes on one side. So when the juices start going brown, you turn it over. You only want it lightly browned, lightly toasted, so you don't need to nuke it. Into the pan this goes. But as you can see, I'm going to just gently shake it around in just a little bit of olive oil. If you don't want to use olive oil, it's totally fine. It's just that olive oil has a low burning point, so you have to do this very gently. If you want a different one like rapeseed oil or something, then please do. So we've flattened our halloumi and it's gently cooking on one side. Meanwhile, we need to put on a pot of hot water and cook our pasta. I'm actually using tricolour pasta and I'm going to cook that for 15 to 20 minutes. So it takes as long as the vegetables in the oven. I won't bore you with all the details. I'm just going to show you halloumi and then I'm going to quick to the expedition stuff. So this, as you can see, it's quite a bit of liquid in there. Don't worry about that, that will come out. As soon as that liquid has gone and has gone brown, we need to flip it over for a couple of minutes. Because the liquid has gone, it's going to cook quicker the second time. Not quite ready yet. As you can see, it's coming up really nice and toasty now. We're just going to cook it on the other side for a couple more minutes. So say the other side cooks quicker because there's no liquid left. Just have to make sure we don't burn it. Once that is brown both sides, we're going to put it aside to cool and pop it in a plastic bag or small container that is suitable for cheese, and put it to one side so that when we go on expedition it's nice and cold. As I say, the second side cooks very quickly, so that is now complete. I'm just going to put that aside for a minute to cool down. So we've got cooked pasta, oven roasted veggies and the halloumi already prepared. I'm now going to get the trangia out. So we basically put everything we want into the pot, including the tomatoes. So we're going to put in the vegetables first, which look nice and yummy like that. We're going to add the pasta nearly at the end, so we now need to add our tomatoes. These are in a cardboard packet, so they're much less weight than a can. Very good. add our extra tomato paste. This makes it a bit thicker and makes it into a sauce rather than gloopy. That's about 2 tablespoonfuls. And because we are making it into a sauce, we're going to add about 75 ml to 100 ml of water. Also stops it from burning. We're then going to light our trangier. Making sure not to put our face over the flame. For those who haven't tried halloumi, I actually only tried it this week myself, and it's a very nice textured cheese, very firm, and it's got like a slightly salty taste to it. So you may not need to add your own salt to the pot because there's salt in the cheese. I'm now going to add in my cheese. And of course, give it a good stir. That's beginning to bubble already, so I'm going to tip my pasta in. Leave that for a couple of minutes for the sauce to soak into the pasta. Need to stir it a bit so it doesn't burn. And there we have it. Halloumi cheese with roasted vegetables and pasta. Enjoy your food. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.